What up, my friends? How you doing? It is Friday evening, and thus it is time for the Friday night chill stream. So, I don't know what you've been up to today. Hope you've been having a good time. If you haven't, it's time to have a good time now. All right? So, gonna grab the live stream link, share that in the Discord, and then, as usual, we shall proceed from there. Okay. A deedly dee dee dee. All right. Okay, that's good. And swap that up. Perfect. All right, hellos are in order. What up, Jess, Kensuke, Ang, Kevin, Crawfish, Potts, Juglum, Joe, Shelton, Thompson, Zircon, Larry, Sheba. Who else is in here? 10-4, Kurt, James, Bob. What's going on? How you guys doing? I think that I got everybody. What is this? Oh, it's back to a pin. That's where it went. Okay, hold on. I got to find the box this came from. Oh, wait, I think I put it in the other room. I'm going to put that right there. It's the back to a pin. You guys know when you put like a pin on your bag or something and it falls off and you lose the little back clasp? It's so small and innocuous and black. It's so easy for it to get lost in the mix. It was laying on top of this, so it was blended in with the black background. What up, Carrot? Oh, all right. So, it's good to be back home, be back in the rhythm of life. I went down to the LGS today, and I took with me a bunch of Wonders, because the Wonders people sent me out more stuff. They're like, yo, hook up the people at your LGS so they can try this game out too. And that's what I did. There were some people who I had already played the game with. Last weekend, I took down the starter kit. Carly came with me. We were showing some people how to play. There was one guy who, when we were playing, he basically, the first game, after like 3 or 4 rounds, he was like, wait, I get it. Can we start over? Can we start over? And then we started over. And he's sitting there playing. And he's just getting so excited that he's almost vibrating. Go, okay, I'll do this and I'll do this. So I came in today and I was like, here you go, buddy. Booster box action. Play mat. Starter kit. Have it all. Right? It's awesome. It's awesome. There was another guy who, when I held out the booster box, he went to reach for a pack. And I'm like, no. Take the box, bro. He was like, really? Okay, thanks. And then he sat down and just started cracking packs. And he's like, wait, you can do this? What is this? And I was like, I don't know. I haven't even seen that card yet. Because there's a bunch of stuff I haven't seen. And he's reading it. I'm like, that's bonkers. That's dumb. What the hell, man? The one guy who I gave the stuff to was so excited that he called his lady. So later on I came back and he's just like, thank you from me. Thank you from her. It's great. It's great. I hooked a bunch of people up and had a good time, man. James, what's up with the commander levels? Honestly, my opinion on that is it's just Wizards' way of maintaining Rule Zero while pretending like they're doing something with the ultimate goal of having a no ban going forward commander setup. And by that I mean they're not going to take everything off the ban list, because anything that's on the reserved list they can just leave on there and go, well, that needs to be on there because I mean it was banned or whatever. But they can unban anything that they can reprint, and then they can cash in on it for ching ching money. Like they can go, oh, you know, we reevaluated things and we think that Iona isn't strong enough to be on the banned list, so she should just be on the game changers list. So they downgrade her from banned onto the game changers list, and then they go, Iona is fair game and Commander. And with the crazy amazing timing, we just happen to have printed Iona into collector boosters with a special treatment and serialized number, blah, blah, blah. So they can basically go, well, you still have to have conversations with yourself because the 4 tiers don't really cover everything, right? They don't really cover everything in a way that's terribly useful. There can be a wide range inside of any of those. And so they can just go, well, you got to discuss it yourself. And anytime something gets too powerful, they can go, well, we don't need to ban it. We'll just put it on the game changer list. That's it. So the whole thing to me just reads as a excuse to be able to monetize the banned list from Commander and also to never have to ban anything again while also not actually taking responsibility for balancing the format properly. Because originally they said that, you know, like we can rate individual cards, but they just threw 40 cards on the game changer list and went, yep, that's it. That's it. Right? Right? Kurt, can I shout out your kids? No, your kids are degenerates. I'm not going to yell out people who are guaranteed to be going to juvenile hall, man. I can't be associated with the criminality of your children. Kurt's children, I know you're going to be thieves. I know you're going to commit crimes, and I want nothing to do with any of you. What up, Luke? Wow, Bo Falcon saying, I don't recommend these live streams for kids. Things can randomly get very vulgar. Indeed. Indeed. Kenzuki, they're not, they're definitely not going to unban Moxes unless they do another Magic 30, in which case, then you could, you know what? When I say they're not going to take anything off the ban list that's on the reserve list, if they do make another run at the reserve list, they could theoretically take stuff off, but that's so far down the road that I wouldn't think about that for now. They're not, it doesn't seem like they're going to take another run at the reserve list for a while. Finn, your tier 2 deck is apparently too powerful. It's so nebulous. It's so nebulous. That's it. That's it. That's right, James. It's rule 0 by default. That's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. Ness, there wasn't a new update to the brackets. It just got brought up conversationally. Hey, Mugsman, how you doing, buddy? I hope life has been treating you well because you deserve it, my friend. Always nice to see you. What up, Pinchak? How you doing, son? How you doing? Finn, you could see a creature that creates Mox tokens like an arena hitting physical magic. Yep. I mean, but that's not as exciting as the actual Power 9, right? At the end of the day, something that generates those, you have to play it first. And the advantage of the Moxes is having them at the very, very beginning, right? Otherwise, that's right, Moxman. It's always a good Friday when you come to chill, bro. Having a good time. And it has been a good day. What up, Rizzle? How's it going? How's it going, buddy? I went down to the game store today and had a good chuckle because the owner was like, check it out, man. I found this on a hate thread talking about you. And it's like, why is this guy making terrible videos for only 20,000 views when, what was it? When he should be playing golf and playing with his grandchildren or something like that. And it's just like, this is so random. It's so random. I was like, what is this from? Because I can't keep up with all the people talking smack on me here and there, right? I don't see everything on the internet. So I did take a peek at it and had a chuckle at a few things. One of them was the guy going, oh, he talks way too fast, man. And then somebody recently said on one of my videos, I'm begging you to talk faster. It's like, I don't think that I should. I don't think that I should be talking faster. It don't make sense. It don't make sense. Oh, man. Jess, you're trying to get Tekken 4? What for? Like the PlayStation 2? Rizzle, you got hosed on a Phyrexian set booster. So you bought one random booster? I got host on one random booster. That's how it goes, man. It's just a booster pack. It's just a booster pack. JH, YouTube comments and Reddit are cesspools. Honestly, my comment section is mostly pretty chill. There are very few comments that are actually awful. There's some head-scratching ones. There's somebody who's apparently been subscribed for almost a year going, I hate your intros, and every time I see it, I stop watching the video. And I'm like, so you've been subscribed for almost a year? And you watch my videos for 30 seconds and click off them? Why are you still subscribed? I mean, demanding that I change my intros, never gonna work. I don't know if you figured it out, but I made that intro, and I'm in it, and I like it. So, at the end of the day, if people want to go and talk the smack, they can. It's fine. You know what I mean? The same way that I'm like, hey, I can talk however I want about wizards and anything else on my channels. People are welcome to go on whatever else they want. And if they want to criticize me, talk smack, people are like, I hate negativity. I hate it. So anyways, I'm joining this thread that has a negative title that's about being negative about this. It's like, you definitely hate negativity, bro. At the end of the day, it doesn't hurt me. It doesn't cause me any negative impact. I'm actually helping those people. I'm giving them something to do to pass the time, and they can grumble and gripe. And it's funny that they basically start complaining about a bunch of other YouTubers too. That's what inevitably happens. I know if I see a thread, I hate YouTuber X. I'm like, $10 says, I go into the comment section, down or into the thread, I'm going to find my name mentioned in there too. Yeah, he sucks, but he's not as bad as the Magic Historian. I'm like, oh yeah, you know who I am, don't you? So, I want to tell you guys, if you ever see any of that stuff, don't worry about it. It's not negatively impacted me. You don't have to feel like you got to rush in there and, I'm going to show them what for. Don't let it bother you. Don't let it stress you out. There's a reason I never share these anymore, is because it upsets other people, and I don't want them to be. You don't need to be upset on my behalf. Them complaining about me is the same difference as them complaining about a belt they bought at the store or whatever. It's something for them to do. Don't worry about it. Don't even worry about it. Oh, Rizzle, you got a whole box. Yeah, okay, well, if you got a box and it sucked, and that is a much bigger complaint than one booster, bro. Sunless, do my bones still hurt? All day, every day, baby. Moxman, are people who comment but didn't watch the video at all because the info is in there? Yeah. Listen, man, I haven't watched the video, but I'm going to criticize what you've had to say and say you're wrong, even though what I'm saying has literally no connection to what you said. It's like, cool, bro, have fun. Have fun looking at a title and then going, I already know what you said, and here's my rejoinder. And it's just like, that doesn't connect at all, but who cares? That's cool, man. If that's how you want to spend your time, no skin off my back, bro. It's all good. Robert, my intro is one of your favorite parts. Hell yeah, buddy. I love the intro too. There are people who've told me that their kids literally role play as an old wizard and things like that. And my kid made a D&D character called, it's running around going, I'm an old wizard. All this stuff, right? And it's like, who am I going to worry about? The people who don't like it or the people who do like it? I'm here to have a good time with the people who want to have a good time with me. And I'm down for that. The negativity and whatever, it doesn't affect me. How could it? It's a side effect of this. It doesn't matter what level you get to. As soon as you exist and people can see you, there will be people who are miserable about it. Go on any social media, anything happening at all. There's always people being knobs about it. And a lot of that has nothing to do with you and everything to do with what's going on with them in their life at the time, right? People get stressed out about all kinds of things. And if your dad's dying, your brain doesn't want that. It's like, no, this is too heavy. I can't handle it. It's unfair. Life just keeps going on and there's nothing that's going to stop this from happening and I can't handle it. And so then the brain just goes, focus on this instead. Listen to this idiot. Did you hear what he said about that card game? What a moron. Tell him he's a moron. Go to other places and go, I hate this moron. Can you believe this idiot? I hate his stupid face. I hate the way he talks. I hate the way he emphasizes words. Oh, this stupid old boomer needs to quit this game if he hates it. And there you go. Now they can focus on that and they don't have to focus on the heavy stuff. So that's just more community service, baby. I giveth unto others of myself, right? Eat of my bread, drink of my blood. Huckleberry, I stay true to the game, Hatcher. Yeah, I sure do. I sure do, buddy. Sunless, you get a chuckle from the intro every time. There's people who say I say it along with you. Why would I change it? Whoever, like the Wang Lords who are, I hate it. Okay, well guess what? You just got enjoyment out of hating it. You got something to bitch about. Go tell your mama. Go tell your friends. I hate this. Cool, bro. I'd make something else. Please give me your approval. Like, do what you want. Do what you want, man. Goddard, how's it going, son? There, you got up at 5 in the morning. That is way too early, bro. Does anybody else feel the Abzan armor has Jack-o'-lantern vibes? The Abzan armor is weird with that face chest, like rah, yelling and stuff, you know? It is strange. What up, Panic? Harboring hate is a fool's errand. Oh, look at you writing magic card flavor text. It's true, though. Honestly, genuinely carrying that stuff with you don't gain anything. You don't gain anything. I don't think the majority of people who are wanking on about me are actually really that invested in it. You know what I mean? There's not, like, nobody can really fucking hate me. When they say they hate me, it's just like saying, like, oh, I hate that one pizza place that makes pizza that I didn't like very much. It's not genuine hate. They're not like, oh, I will destroy this man. You know what I mean? Like, it's just empty, bro. It's just empty silliness. So, at the end of the day, it don't mean nothing. It don't mean nothing. Pinchak, Baldur's Gate 3 is pretty solid, bro. It is pretty solid. I have it. I know what you're talking about. Rizzle says, petition for an alternative Post Malone cosplay intro. That is a hilarious idea. I do enjoy that Post Malone. I suffered for that Post Malone, by the way. The makeup that I put on caused my face to swell right up. Carly was worried I might need to go to the hospital over that one. All right, let's get that a little bit closer. Okay, for a second I thought the camera might not be focused, but it is. It's all good. Sheba, you like the Sultai zombies that look like part of their bodies are replaced with jade parts? They might look cool, but I don't like the whole, oh, they're like the honored dead now from Amonkhet, they're all our friends. Like, it's just, Magic's becoming too huggy-wuggy, and some of the darkness is being leached out of it, which I can't say that I particularly enjoy. The Sultai used to use the zombies as, like, decorations and stuff, like straight up, you're gonna be an end table, right? They just used them as servants, and now they're like, they're our friends and stuff. Okay, all right. Hippie, you hate that you love me? all right. Pinchak, in-person D&D is amazing. It's amazing. Rizzo, the Post Malone makes you laugh so much. I know, it's golden. It's golden. I got another funny idea for another sponsorship coming up. It's not going to be Post Malone level, so I don't want to overhype it, but it's just a funny little thing I thought of doing, because I've got a new sponsor that's going to be popping into the video soon, and the idea that I've had for the spot will be fun. Oh, Larry, bro, the ear popping thing. When we went to the States on our visit to the Wonders of the First People, there was, I guess, altitude differences that really messed with my ears around the time we got to, what was the name of that place? I think it was supposed to be the inspiration for Mayberry from the Andy Griffith Show. I can't remember the name of it right now. Got it. But you got all them squiggles on your face. Yeah, girl. Claymore, what's up, buddy? I'm doing good. How you doing? How you doing? Pinchak, you feel me? Magic's getting too huggy-wuggy. I like it. I like it being somewhat dark. You know what I mean? I like some of that grittiness, but the only time we get the grittiness now is on the quality of the cards. The cards. James, nope. I ain't got any suggestions for your Joyra deck, bro. Who would I say is the kindest character in all of Magic? I don't know, man. Yeah, I don't think there's like a clear cut. I don't think there's a clear cut winner for that. Not that pops in my mind. Somebody might say something and then I'd be like, oh, wait, yeah, I agree with that. But nothing really pops up. Oscar, you're here for the strong language. Fuck yeah, buddy! Panic, what's the difference between collector Final Fantasy boosters and normal ones? I can't answer a question that complex, bro. What am I, some kind of magic historian? You think I know anything about this game? It's all a grift, bro. I can't even spell magic, let alone play it. Now, the difference between a regular booster and a collector booster is that in a regular booster, you will get a bunch of common, uncommon cards. You will get like one rare or a mythic rare. You'll get a foil, and that's pretty much it. So the collector boosters have all foils. Like, it's full of a ton of foils. All, like, you can get like 5 rares, mythic rares, and they also create alternate artwork cards, like alternate art versions of the cards you can only get in the collector boosters, and serialized cards you can only get in the collector boosters. So they tend to pick one card now for each set, and they do a limited print run of 500 of them. So they'll be numbered 1 through 500, and that's the ultra chase card in the set, right? So collector boosters are basically the condensed goodness from regular boosters, and they're also way more expensive. Like, we're talking 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times as much as a regular booster, dependent on the set. Luke, Autumn Willow. Does Autumn Willow show up in the lore? Gianna Orim? Habanero, Karn the Pacifist actually was the first thing that popped into my mind. Karn not wanting to harm anybody at all, and that being turned against him, and his body essentially being used to crush goblins when he was put in that box by Volrath or whatever. Karn was the first one that popped into my head, but because I couldn't say it definitively, I just went, I don't have a specific answer. Larry, yeah, if you yawn or swallow, it can help with the ear thing. Hey, Scorbageist, that's it. Mount Airy. Mount Airy, thank you. That's it. That's it, bro. That's it. Oh, Habanero, by the way, we've been watching more of that Left My A-Rank Party to Help My Students, man, and we just got to the one where he cast that unending spell on the demon dude, and the demon dude went full blob Kira, like a Kira blob, and man, oh man, absolutely wild. Crazy. Jack, what's up, man? Is everyone ready for Magic Outer Space Edition? I'm not. That's what his membership message says. I'm not ready for it either, but good news. You got to wait until August for that. So that's not happening anytime soon. That's like 4 months down the road. We've got to deal with Final Fantasy coming first. And honestly, I like Final Fantasy. So as much as the Universe Beyond thing ain't my particular cup of tea, Final Fantasy is my cup of tea. So since they're making it anyways, I'm enjoying myself, right? I wish that the Commander decks weren't going to be so horrendously expensive and the product overall wasn't going to be so horrendously expensive so that I could indulge myself more with it. But I mean, I don't control reality. I don't control reality. Panic the decks. Well, you gotta be more fucking specific then. If you want a specific answer to a specific fucking question, you gotta say that fucking question for Christ's sakes. The difference between collector boosters, collector decks, and regular decks is the collector ones are foil. You see how much fucking shorter that answer is? You see how much fucking talking I did, bro? You owe me $18 for all that talking, okay? I'm like one of those ladies you call up and do the heavy breathing to. You know how much fucking talking I just did? You owe me $18. Sunless, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if I would qualify Soren as kind per se. He doesn't really pop into my head that way. There you got you got some magic cards waiting for you when you get home from your trip. Nice. Nice. Yeah, Habanero. I like the A rank party anime. I mean, we just watched possibly the most powerful alchemist of all time, or whatever it is in the world, whatever it is, and it is such an incredibly boring anime. And the thing is, he keeps doing super epic things, but it just doesn't matter because everything comes too easily, and every challenge that's put before him will be overcome, and overcome in a way that felt like it was no challenge whatsoever, even though the show acts like it's a big challenge. Oh my god, we're going to this area where there's tons of super dangerous monsters. It's so scary. And then they just beat the monsters like it's nothing. Like it's nothing, right? It's obtuse. It's pointless. So that was really disappointing. The A rank party stuff only really tweaks me with the whole live stream concept because it feels so odd and out of place. Thompson, my day was good. His uncle Istvan kind. Gianni's got a fucking skull hanging from his axe and he kills trespassers. No, he's not kind. Jess, if I ever saved someone's life, all day, every day, I'm saving people's lives left, right, and center. Every video I make is a lifesaver. Keeping you guys here hanging out with me stops you from being murdered in the streets. So I'm saving lives every minute of every day. Hey, Namius, what's up, bro? You finally made it to another live stream. Your work schedule finally lined up. It has been many moons. Nice to see you, buddy. Nice to see you. Hope they find the Lord of the Pit in space. Lord of the Pit's too weak. And it's not the Lord of the Pit, it's a Lord of the Pit. That's just one particular type of demon. That's not a legendary, unique demon. That is just a demon. Simple as that. Simple as that. It's as simple as that. Tamio, I just think of having a desire to learn. I don't really think of Tamio being particularly overall kind. I don't know. Kind isn't a descriptor I would really use for planeswalkers, pretty much. Is Winter innately evil? Nah. Winter is a character who basically ended up in the house and is just trying to live in unfortunate circumstances originally, the Duskmoor version of Winter. And then by the time we get to Aether Drift, now Winter has been cursed with a Ghost Rider curse to have infinite road rage. Infinite road rage! And linked up to the Speed Demon, who is a demon that has an insatiable need for speed. So constantly has to have things sacrificed to its need for speed. And Winter's on an unbreakable curse that can never be gotten rid of. But he has to win the race so he can get rid of the curse that can't be gotten rid of. So, no, Winter's not innately evil. Winter is just dumb now. Straight up. Just dumb. Millmaster, your wife's on her third rewatch of the Honey Lemon Soda anime. You can't handle it because it's so depressing. The name does not sound depressing at all. Honey Lemon Soda. I mean, unless the honey and lemon is something I'm thinking of, right? Who's the planeswalker on all the curse cards? I call him Hipster Douchebag. I don't know that they've ever actually made a card of him, but with his hair and everything, I've always just called him Hipster Douchebag. Jonathan, why am I sticking to Magic and not jumping to Pokemon? Pokemon has better card quality and the holos are gorgeous. Well, while I would love to be dealing with a game that has better card quality, I have zero interest in Pokemon. I've been playing Magic for over 30 years, and admittedly, they have very much altered the flavor of the game by adding in race car sets, detective sets. Tarkir is a nice return to form, where we're getting what feels like a traditional Magic set. But ultimately, Pokemon is of zero interest to me. I was too old to get into it when it came along, so my brain went, it's just a stupid thing for kids where you collect up like keys that evolve into a pair of boots or something, and here's your electro rat and all that crap. So it was always just, I was too old for it, never got interested in it. So without that nostalgia and interest in it originally, it seems pretty lame overall. Pokemon's just lame. It's just a bunch of random crap. So for me, meh. Never got into it. Never got into it. So, you know, that's really what it boils down to. Pokemon is just like, my brain still goes, Pokemon is kiddie magic. But magic has lost a lot of its edge now in an attempt to appeal to younger people, right? To make it less scary and dark, and maybe to try and meld in a little bit more with the universe beyond stuff they're doing. But yeah, Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh! Always seem to me like these are the games that kids will play, and then when they grow up, they'll play Magic. That's the vibe, right? I'm not against playing other card games. Hell, I just got into Wonders recently. But yeah, Pokemon's overall flavor doesn't do it for me, you know? Just karma is a made-up concept. It's coincidence. If you accept that karma exists and think that people get what they deserve, then it's impossible to reconcile that with the fact that terrible things happen to babies. Do you know what I mean? Like, especially for most of mankind's existence, we've had like a 90% mortality rate on our babies. It only dropped to of the low rate it is in recent times. So a lot of babies just died. So karma would say, you had that coming, baby. It's barely been alive. You know what I mean? So the whole concept of karma is something that people tell themselves to make themselves feel like they deserve what they've got, or that bad things will happen to somebody else that did something to them. So it's just a made-up concept that people use to try and explain the universe to themselves. You know? That's the deal. That's the deal. Hippie, I've never heard of that movie. Hey, Jonathan Mondragon with the creepy video game super sticker. That video game controller guy has always creeped me out. He's such a little weirdo. I don't know what the deal is. But you know what I do know? That you are Lord of the Board, big boy. Thanks for the super sticker, even if it is an unsettling weirdo. All right. There we go. Sunless, you traded your complete collection of Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh! For Magic and have no regrets. I mean, I like Magic better, right? Jonathan, oh, I got bad news for you. Tell the haters they're wrong to hate Capenna. I'm with them, bro. The art and the flavor was awesome. No, it wasn't. I don't like modern worlds. And they absolutely did need police. Absolutely. Because they framed it to us as a Law and Order, like crime and law set. So they're going, oh, check it out. We've got 5 mob criminal families. Okay, cool. So criminal families flouting the law, doing their own thing, right? Yeah. Okay. All right. I got you. So why are there no police in this set? And the answer, just so you know, in case you didn't know, because they came out and told us this, is that they removed the police from the set. They originally had police in Capenna, but they removed it because people on Twitter were getting upset about the police. So they said, okay, take all the cops out of Capenna. And it's like, so there's no law anymore. Right. Okay, so this is 5 crime families. Right. So who's in charge of the city? The 5 crime families. Oh, so who makes the rules for the city? The 5 crime families. So they're the government. They're the government. They're in charge of the city. They're the government. Well, yeah, I guess. So as the government, they make the rules, so they can't be doing anything illegal because they're the ones in charge and get to make the rules. Well, yeah, but like they're criminals. Well, how are they criminals? Well, listen, they dress up like 1920s flapper girls and they drink Halo. Oh, okay. So yeah, they're doing lots of criminal stuff, but there's no cops. Right. So there's no law system that they're breaking the laws of. Listen, don't apply logic to Capenna. Just say, this is cool, bro. They ruined that set by taking all of the police out. So the crime bosses didn't have any laws to fight against. They were just in charge. They were just in charge. And then they took all the policemen and they shoved them into Ravnica as detectives for Markov Manor, making one of the worst magic sets of all time. And they justified it by going, no, listen, everybody dresses like 1920s people on Ravnica. Look at this steam elemental with a fedora on. And it's like, oh my God, we painted a bowler cap on a vampire. Oh my God, what are you doing? So yeah, no, Capenna's flavor, wham. Fucking sucked. Yeah, hater? Absolutely. When it comes to Capenna, absolute hater. Absolutely. They told us in the written story there were no angels. All the angels were gone. And then on the cards they went, people thought the angels were gone, but they were just standing really still. I wish I was making that up. But if you go and read the flavor text on cards in Capenna, they're like, everybody thought the angels were gone. But they was just standing really still. And it's just like, come on, guys. Come on. And you notice how, like, they had the meeting of the 5 crime families on a card as a story spotlight? It's not in the story anywhere. Because they completely gutted the set. That's why you don't have representation of all 5 crime families. The story for Capenna was so dumb. You had Ob Nixilis, who's like, yo, I'm here on Capenna to get Halo. Okay? I got a bunch of hirelings that I pay with Halo. Okay. And what? Yeah, I use Halo to pay my hirelings who are then going to get me Halo. Okay, bro. But aren't you like a demon planeswalker? Couldn't you just walk in and take over any of the existing crime families whenever you want? And he's just like, shut up. I'm just going to sit here. And then the last installment of the story, he went, wait a minute. I'm a demon planeswalker. And then he just walked into the Maestro's base and just popped the head off the leader of the Maestros. Was like, I'm in charge. Why didn't you do that from the beginning? What is going on? It was so goofy. Like, Elspeth used to have the Godseeker. And if you guys notice, actually, if you look at her artwork for Tarkir, she has the Godseeker sword again somehow. So she had the Godseeker. Then we see her on Theros and she's got the Shadow Spear. Then we see her in Capenna and she's working in a laundromat and she has no weapons. So these thugs come and go, you crazy broad. And she runs away from them until she gets into an alley and gets a lead pipe and then she smacks them with the lead pipe. And you're just like, you're a planeswalker with crazy magic. Well, why are you lead piping these guys? And then the Maestro guy comes out. The second-hand man of the Maestros comes out and goes, hey, you got skills. If you come and work for us, we'll give you a dagger. And Elspeth's like, oh, wow, a dagger, okay. And then Elspeth's relationship with the Maestros is based on them giving her slightly better weaponry for doing jobs for them. That's it. And a Johnny doesn't tell her where she's from. He just tells her in nebulous terms when he knows exactly where she's from. It's just baffling. The whole thing is baffling, bro. That's it. If you like that, Jonathan, if you like New York or whatever, that's fine. You like seeing a lot of magic cards? I don't. I like Magic the Gathering to be, check it out. We're going to cast magical spells. We're going to fight with swords. There'll be dragons and demons. And I like high fantasy a la Lord of the Rings. And that's what Magic the Gathering has predominantly been. And even stuff like Ravnica didn't turn into like the real world stuff. But basically, Streets of New Capenna was, check it out, it's 1920s Earth as a magic set. And it did not feel magical at all. Check it out, they're driving cars, you crazy dame, here's the Flapper Girls. And doesn't land for me. That kind of stuff just doesn't work. I hate seeing like modern Earth kind of stuff. Anything like that. Not a big fan. Same reason I didn't like Aether Drift. It's just, check it out. Here's a bunch of cars and stuff that you could see rolling down the street. And it's like, okay, how's this Magic the Gathering? Well, because they're magical cars. Check it out. This monster truck's a magical car. Okay. But listen, you want something more fantastical? Check it out. These insects, when they age to a certain point, they shed their exoskeletons. Okay? And they turn into cars. Sorry, what? Yeah, these insect shamans turn into cars. Okay. Okay. With like rubber wheels and stuff? Yeah, with rubber tires and stuff. So, wait, how does a praying mantis turn into a Nissan Pulsar? Do you like how does an insect shaman turn into the fucking new Dodge Ram Hemi that's ready to carry fat loads in the truck bed? You know what I mean? Like it's so insane. It's so insane. Sheba, you were sad Xander died? He died like a bitch, too. It was nothing, which is what it should have been all along. When you watched Ob Nixilis just come in and rip shit up, you're like, that's what you should have done from the beginning. You wanted Halo. Why didn't you just go and fuck up the crime families? They're nothing to you. They're nothing to you. Just wipe them out. And then Elspeth shows up and is like, check it out, I got a sword now. And she slightly nicks Ob Nixilis. She gives him a slight Ob Nixilis on the neck, and he goes, I didn't sign up for this, I'm leaving. And you're like, what were you even doing here in the first place? I don't understand. It made no sense. It made no sense. Oh, man. Sunless, you like every set? Well, I envy you. I envy you. Because I don't. I really don't. I hated Aether Drift. I hated Markov Manor. Thunder Junction was super stupid, right? Duskmorn was somewhere in the middle. So for me, it matters. It makes a difference. There's some people who don't care. That's fine. There's some people who love that stuff. That's fine. You never hear me say, you're not allowed to like it. I never say that in my videos. I talk about what I don't like, why I think it's a problem, what I believe the game is losing as a result, but I never say other people aren't allowed to enjoy it. I mean, they made it. If you can be happy with it, cool. Enjoy yourself. Life is short. Have a good time with it, right? Azor, what's up, buddy? Magic Story Writing reminds you of the South Park episode where they make fun of Family Guy writing with the manatees. Yeah. Robert, did you not hear about the insects turning into cars, bro? Jonathan, nah, man. The original Phyrexians didn't feel like robots. They felt like a magical amalgamation of construct and like flesh. So if to you they feel like robots, that's fine. They never gave me that feeling. I wouldn't have liked them if they did. I, for example, hated Rocket Launcher when they put it in there. I hated in the Invasion block when they made like Battletech mechs for them to walk around in. So there's a certain level where it does not feel like modern technology, right? It's a matter of taste. So the Phyrexians, for me, they walked the line, but it worked. Ornithopter wasn't some kind of actual fucking helicopter or whatever. It's a magical construct that's literally held aloft by a powered gem. So that whole Phyrexian argument, and multiple people have made it, it never works on me because I was there with the stuff and I know what it felt like. So people are free to have different opinions, but for me, that old stuff is leagues different. If it wasn't, then I wouldn't like it the same way. That's just how it goes. That's just how it goes. Wildfire! Oh, you just got issue 3 of Destroy All Humans That Can't Be Regenerated? Bro, I finished the first book and I love it. I fucking love it. It is so quaint and charming. The combination of the old school Magic cards, that little journey of discovery, and the sweet little teenage romance between the characters is surprisingly compelling and fulfilling, bro. I haven't cracked the second one yet because I'm saving it. It's the anticipation, the enjoyment. It's great. It's genuinely great. Sunless, life is not so short. Fair enough. I just think there's, not enough time in life to waste it on stuff that makes you genuinely unhappy, right? So you got to enjoy yourself. You got to enjoy yourself. Kyle, you'd like more Amonkhet? You like the special frames? Oh, the ones where you could barely read the names? They look pretty funky, but the names were abysmal. Hazaret looked like Hazaret the Perverti, which was hilarious. What up, Jedi? How you doing? Pierce, what's going on, man? Every day, hello to you. Wildfire, yeah, the callouts, the rules, the explanation, all of it. I know they've got the little lines explaining things. I'm like, I don't need those. I remember all this stuff. I remember all of it. What about Kamigawa? Oh, you mean Kamigawa Neon Dynasty? Hated it. Hated it. All the new techno DJs, and they were like, we're going back to Kamigawa, except it's 1,000 years in the future because we tried to do a Cyberpunk 2077 crossover, but it fell apart. So no. Nope. Didn't like techno Kamigawa. Not my thing. Not my thing. They basically just took the skin of Kamigawa and stretched it over a cyberpunk concept. Didn't land for me. I think you're going to have to accept, Jonathan, that you and I have fundamentally different interests when it comes to what we consider a good Magic set. So you can fill your boots with the stuff that they're making that you like. I'll enjoy what I like, and we'll just leave it at that, bro. Because that's the only way to go with it, really. You know? Robert, you got issues 2 and 3 of Destroy All Humans? Nice, bro. Enjoy. Enjoy. I love it. It's fucking great. Heavy Metal, what's up, bro? You got mentioned in a live stream recently when we had somebody was going on a string of insults, and then someone brought up your legendary, 10 chain, something like that. That crazy amount where you got the most insults of anybody ever. Yeah, man, those Amonkhet frames were hilarious. They were hilarious. Fraser, because of my videos, you got a Deadpool secret lair before they sold out. It hasn't arrived, but fingers crossed that it's got a blacker Lotus in it. Thanks a ton. No problem, buddy. Glad it helped. Skimbles, a set hasn't landed since TBD, and even it was It's the way it goes, man. If you're somebody who likes the older Magic sets, it's becoming more and more slim pickings for us. It's unfortunate, but it's the truth, you know? Not a big fan of it. Oh, Jonathan, you look at the classic Magic, the Weatherlight block. Don't blame me for wanting old Magic art. Hell yeah, buddy. I understand if I feel like Magic feels gimmicky. Yeah, you know what? It really does. The gimmicky nature of it can be frustrating for somebody who's been around for a long bit. And I'm not trying to pretend like everything was perfect back then. The Weatherlight saga went on for a long time. It went on for a long time, the same way that the Gatewatch stuff went on for a long time. And at certain points, you could easily feel like we could do with something else. But ultimately, I found Urza to be a compelling hero because he wasn't perfect. The current era tries to paint Urza as this massive villain because he doesn't live up to the new era's standards of, oh, my heroes have to be morally perfect and completely empty and never do anything that might be morally questionable at all. Where Urza was compelling because he's broken. He's mentally broken by the loss of his brother and the existence of Phyrexia. Phyrexia is this massive evil that's sprawling out over the multiverse that he needs to try and stop. And at the same time, he's trying to figure out time magic so he can go back in time to save his brother and stop the Phyrexians. And some of the stuff he does is downright awful, where you're like, whoa, he made the Metathran, a race doomed to die out, just to use them as living weapons, which is insane. That's an insane, horrific thing to do. But it's compelling because real humanity is gray like that. It's not black and white. It's real, it's believable, and you can understand it, right? Jonathan, thanks for the thank you super sticker, buddy. The Gatewatch was an abomination indeed. Heavy Metal, super chat milestone. Oh, Jonathan, is this your, are you, he's got the milestone here. He got the milestone here. Well, welcome to the ranks of Super Chatdom. The super sticker, maybe that's the key to getting a milestone. Heavy Metal, I picture you at home with like a notebook, sitting there going, okay, I'm going to figure this out. I think the thing is, you just exceeded what YouTube expected of anybody before they even instituted it. So I think that you just transcended the mortal bonds, bro. Skimbles, you like Mirage block art? They did have some good stuff. The Brothers War storyline, the Urza storyline for me is the best. And speaking of the best, Bull Falcon dropping 10 memberships. Hell Yeah, brother, make 'em rain down. You're the member lord. Millmaster, you got to go to a pre-release back when the pre-releases were a massive deal that were at very few locations. That's a really cool experience. I'm envious of that, man. Brothers War was gimmicky art. It felt try-hard but cheap. I think the problem with the Brothers War is that they went too mechy with it. You know what I mean? Like, the original Brothers War stuff, they had constructs. Like, golems is more along the lines of what it was. But with the Brothers War redo, they even marketed them as mechs, which I really didn't like. What I wish is that we actually got the story we were supposed to get with the Brothers War, which, as far as I'm concerned, piecing it together from the trailer that they made, from the actual artwork and everything else, I think that the original plan was Teferi goes back in time and he changes the course of the Brothers' War. Urza still sets off the Silex. Things still go off the way that they were supposed to, so the normal history can go off. But magic is introduced in a different, earlier way because of Teferi's interference, and that's why we see more magic showing up, because there wasn't very much actual magic being used aside from wielding of Power Stone magic, which was essentially just empowering magical artifacts, right? So I think Teferi went back and changed the course of the Brothers' War in some ways that didn't ultimately change his trajectory, but altered other parts. But we never got that. We never got that. Son that's gonna go jam to some tunes. Have a good one. Rodney, you liked the Gerard original Weatherlight arc? Oh man, when he had to fight against Urza in the Phyrexian arena, absolutely wild. Absolutely wild. Kurt, oh, you're still here. Did you chastise your children for the criminals they were going to become? Have you changed the course of their destiny after our conversation? Good job, Kurt. Skimbles, you want amassed artifacts and weapons? Just a big trove, bro. A big trove of them. Kyle, the Phyrexians are amazing. Jess's Super Chat says, what's the first movie on USP you gonna watch? That's a good question. It might be something stupid like Final Destination, honestly. It might be one of those dumb Final Destination movies. We haven't quite decided yet, bro. We haven't quite decided. Lots of eye rolling. Well, they're kids. What do you expect? How old are they, bro? How old are they? Of course your kids are going to roll their eyes. Of course they are. It's like, all right, whatever. Can I go watch my skidooby-dooby toilets and TikToks now, Papa? Let me go watch the kids going like this. Beep, 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 and doing bottle flips. Oh my God, did you see that? I flipped a bottle with this much water in it, and it landed. It landed on its bottle butt. And like 5 kids are going, whoa! And I'm just like, the society's cooked. Actually, I mean, of all the things kids could be involved with, just flipping bottles. That's fine. That's fine. Oh. Kensuke of Mishra was a planeswalker. What would his abilities be? I mean, he had similar artificer abilities to Urza, but like less analytical, more intuitive. You know what I mean? A little more wild and free. So, I mean, they'd probably be similar to the kind of abilities that they give the actual Mishra legendary cards, you know? Animating artifacts. Instead of making a construct, kind of having a construct come to life from pre-existing artifacts, right? Mm-mm-mm. 16, 15, and 2. That's quite the gap, bro. That's quite the gap. So your wife was like, we can make babies 1 year apart. But then after the second one, the one who's 15, it was like, whoa, 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 stop it. You can't touch me again. And then after a witch's curse went off of 13 years, you were allowed to make another one. Kurt, you got another one coming in November. Damn, son. Fucking making an army, bro. Mishra had a Vanguard, didn't he? Double all damage dealt. Mishra's Vanguard. It's not ringing any bells. Thank God Gen X didn't have video when we were young. I'm glad that a bunch of the dumb stuff I did as a kid isn't permanently on the internet. I'll tell you that. I'll tell you that. Skimbles, you'll wonder if they'll try and do a new Mirari story. It's nothing to do with the Mirari anymore. The Mirari became the keeper on Mirrodin and then turned into Memnarch. Like, there's nowhere going with that at all. And that would take too much creativity for the current era of Magic storytelling. You know what I mean? Oh, Vanguard's like the big oversized cards. Yeah. They definitely had a Mishra. I remember those Vanguard cards, 100%. I loved the Vanguard stuff. I particularly liked it because I'm a dick and I played control decks. I would play with Squee, where you start with less life, but you start with a bigger hand and you see your opponent's hand. And that is so dirty. It's so dirty. I kicked so much ass with that. It was so unfair. So dumb. It's like, yeah, no, I'll put it in an ivory tower, gain extra life, and I totally get to see all the stuff you have at all times. You know? My one friend hates me being able to see what he has in his hand to the point where he will not, if he draws telepathy from the cube, he'll turn it into a land because he's afraid I will somehow get it from him. I will steal the enchantment. I will steal a card from his hand, something to get it on the board. He just gets a twitch whenever I can see his hand when we're playing. He's like, I'm fucked now. I'm fucked. Kurt, well, I'm glad her health cleared up, man, because I was just making jokes. So that's good. Jonathan Mondrak with the little thank you, Fox. Thanks, buddy. Thanks for the super stickers, bro. I'm going to use them to buy breadsticks. Because I'm ready for that. Gianna, maybe Mishra had a van, but the question is, was it a van down by the river? Ron, you had a guy flip a table during a pre-release and swore at you and stormed out. I've seen some real freakouts, man. I remember a crazy guy grabbing somebody's finger, crumpling up a mana drain. But most of the freakouts that happened with the Pokemon kids. When Pokemon started, like when it first came out, whenever it was, back in the 90s or something like that, the Pokemon kids would just get into it and fight, and it was honestly really obnoxious. There's two things I remember about the Pokemon times. There was the kids freaking out, and there was a couple of the adults where I'm like, this guy, you need to keep your eye on this guy. Like, for real, this guy is sitting with kids playing this game. He's not one of their parents, and the way he's reacting to them talking to him is like it feels very similar to the way that I would react to a cute girl talking to me. And it just like hairs on the back of the neck standing up going, somebody needs to be wrenched out in the parking lot. You know what I mean? Like that vibe. Those are the two things I remember about Pokemon. Robert, did I play in the Duelist League? Oh, you mean the arena? Yeah, they had the arena seasons, like summer, winter, or whatever. I won that season. And my name is still on a plaque at the game store that was put up during those days, bro. My name still adorns the wall of the LGS that I go to. It's all a part of Emrakul's plan after fusing with Nicol Bolas. They're never going to want to put those two together. They want to just trot out different villains that they already have. They don't seem to be able to make new compelling villains at all, which is a shame. The last time Wizards did anything that felt like it could really establish a villain as somebody of note would have been what happened with Nicol Bolas and turning Amonkhet into his own personal army generating factory. That was a very cool concept. Subverting the gods of Amonkhet and basically wiping their minds and the minds of the population and taking their religious ceremonies that happened very infrequently, amping up the cycle and using it to create the best of the best to then be like basically encased in Lazotep so they were undead that retained their sentience and abilities was next level amazing. And if they had created a new villain who had done that, it would have made them incredibly impressive, right? But the new villains they make have no time to grow or make any kind of difference. Look at Ixalan. The newest Ixalan had the Micro Tyrant and Alkazlots, and neither of them did barely anything. Neither of them really got defeated. They just went bye-bye and ran off and are still around, I guess, but it will never matter, right? So they can't make villains that matter anymore, right? Toymo Plane Chase Precursors. You want to talk about Plane Chase? I played my cube with both Plane Chase and Vanguard. When we wanted to get really crazy, we'd go Plane Chase, Vanguard, Arch Enemy. I took the Plane Chase die and I painted a little Arch Enemy scheme symbol onto one side of the die. So you would roll the Plane Chase die and one of the blank sides would instead trigger a scheme for you. so complex because you're on a plane, you're dealing with the Vanguard and the schemes, but also a lot of awesomeness. I do not mind complexity. Joe, you're on a pre-release when some guy thought it was strategic not to bathe. That is pathetic and disgusting. Like, there's nothing on the line that's worth acting like that. And the stink in some game stores is abysmal. I hate it. One of the things that my buddy actually mentioned when we went to that Wonders event in South Carolina and played there, he's like, everybody here is clean. There isn't a smell at all. Like, there is zero stink. When I was down at the LGS tonight with the Wonder stuff and hanging out with the people, I was like, oh God. At certain points, I'm like, I can smell somebody, and this is not okay. It's not okay. It's one thing if somebody's clueless and they are not aware that they stink. It's another thing if somebody's doing it on purpose. I'm 100% on board with Yu-Gi-Oh's rule saying you have to bathe. You otherwise you can just get kicked out. You know what I mean? Like, I am 100% on board with that. Magic should adopt that as an official rule too. But I think they don't want to because the optics of it is just like them admitting our customers stink and something needs to be done about it. It's not a good look, you know? Is there even a current big bad? Nicol Bolas is back. Nicol Bolas got released at the end of the Tarkir story. Even though it was all about the Dragonstorms, like, hey, check it out, the Dragonstorms never even got resolved. People have said to me, no, you don't, you're like, you didn't pay attention to that one line in the story where Ugin said, you acted like whelps when I was gone. That's it? That's it? You think that's him ending the Dragonstorms? They didn't say anything about that in the story. You're just making wild assumptions. There's no ending of the Dragonstorms. They don't get quelled. It doesn't show Ugin stopping the Dragonstorms. So nothing happened in that regard. You're just making it up in your head and giving them a pass. No, what happened at the end of it is Nicol Bolas is back. Ugin goes, Nicol Bolas is back. I tried to stop him, but I couldn't, bro. And then Jace just goes, I disintegrated, but now I'm reintegrating over here in outer space. Joe, Magic needs a solo game mode. They made decks like that. Back in the original Theros block, there was 3 different ones. If you look them up, there's like a Hydra-based one. There's a green one, a red one, a green, a red, and a purple one for each of the sets. And you got hero cards, and they even had stickers you would add to give your hero cards different abilities. So that was something that you could play on your own. They've created, I think, a couple of different things like that. Kyle, you have test plane chase cards from Magicon. Oh, you mean like the new playtest cards that they make? Pierce, your LGS keeps body spray and free toothbrushes for people to use in the bathroom. All right. That's good, but I mean, how many people who actually have a problem know they have a problem and will use them? Also, the whole communal toothbrush thing, I don't think so. Can you imagine if that's what it was? Everybody uses the same toothbrush. Thompson, you saw a YouTube video of a guy flipping a table when he lost in Magic. If it's a big fat guy, that's fucking Boogie, and that is staged. That was him playing a character called Francis, and he flips the table over. But that's not real. That's not real. That's a YouTuber with like millions of subscribers. And funnily enough, actually, many years ago when I first started out, somebody tweeted at me and him in the same tweet. They were basically like, the Magic Historian and Boogie blah blah blah, and then all the other people who are like him, fuck you. And I'm just like, I have like 400 subscribers. This guy has millions of subscribers. Why am I included? What is happening? What the fuck is happening right now? Rodney, you never liked Jace, you liked Gideon? I never really cared for any of the Gatewatch, honestly. They were just okay. Pierce, I know they're not communal, man. No store that goes out of its way to put toothbrushes and Axe in the bathroom is going to have a communal toothbrush. Imagine an unpackaged toothbrush just sitting out there absorbing the air of an LGS bathroom. You could literally take that as a biohazard and use it to study disease patterns to create like a panacea that could cure everything. Oh, Millmaster, I saw the pictures of those chairs, bro. That's gross. Jedi, have a good one, bro. Jesse, I haven't kept up with any of that, so I have no idea what you're talking about, but I believe it. I believe it. There's a lot of wildness, and like I feel like people who start out with good intentions or not really being corrupted can be warped by the whole process of being on the internet. Especially if you have a lot of people who follow you, you can become entitled, you can change based on a number of different factors. I've always just been me. It's funny to watch the react. Like that's one of the reasons that I love how many people support me. I love that I get to do this, but it's weird when I meet people in person and they're like, they've got this sense of like awe from meeting me, and it feels really strange because I'm like, I'm just like a random dude. And I've always been a random dude. This has never given me like a big head of, I'm amazing now because this many people watch me or whatever. I've always just been Hatcher. I've always been the same guy. So it's weird to me when people are like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm meeting you. And I'm like, I'm just some random dude. But I do enjoy the reaction of people when they go, holy shit, you're exactly the same in person. Like you're literally the same. You are no different than you are online. It's like, yeah, I've always just been me. This whole process hasn't changed who the fuck I am. And I've never put on like a fake thing, a persona to come across a particular way where it's like, I've got to maintain this. I've just been who I am with my fucking good side and my flaws, just being who I am. And that's very freeing. I don't have to worry. I haven't been changed into something I'm not, and I never will. And some people will hate me for it. Some people are like, I hate your persona. And it's like, oh, I got news for you. You don't hate the persona I portray online. You hate me as a person because I'm just me, bro. The number of people who have said, holy shit, you're exactly the same in person. It blows my mind because I don't think about it. I'm like, yeah, of course, because I'm not being something else. But a lot of other YouTubers are. And then they have to be that thing, right? But I've always just been fucking Hatcher from the get-go. So I don't have anything to maintain. I don't have to run it through a filter. Oh my God, what would the persona say? What would the persona do? I just have to exist as me. It's very freeing. But I can see how some people have just been turned into egomaniacs and everything else. Or maybe that's just their real nature coming through after they get to a certain level. But I'm glad that I don't put on airs and go, yo, I'm amazing. I'm the same dude. I'm the same dude. If anything, I end up thinking that I'm not good enough to have the results that I already have. I have a hard time convincing myself that I've earned what I have, bro. You know? Millmaster entry fees based on how bad you smell? Noob, what's up, man? How you doing? Jess, yeah, the pedestal thing it's weird. Whenever I've met people who do that, I'm like, I'm just a regular guy, dude, so don't even worry about it. Don't even worry about it. You know? Like, I met the guy who created Genesis, and at first I felt like he was acting strange, and I'm like, what's up, man? Everything okay? And he's like, I can't believe that I'm, like, actually meeting you here. And I'm like, bro, you created your own fucking card game. You've got a huge community playing it. Like, you've been having it going for 5 years and whatever. I'm just some random dickhead who runs his mouth on the internet. Like, for real? You're way more accomplished than me. There's no reason to feel any kind of way about whatever. You know, I try and walk the line of not acting like I'm special, not acting like I'm better than people. But if people are excited to meet me, I try and meet that level, right? So it's just like, if people think it's a big deal to meet me, then I try and like play into that. Not from the perspective of, yo, I'm better than you, but if this feels like something you got to do, I want it to feel like something you got to do. So you can tell your friends and whatever. You know what I mean? It's that kind of a thing. At first I would get weird and I didn't do things right for the other person because I didn't know how to handle it. But now I know if somebody's excited to meet me, what's up, buddy? Yeah, I'll be excited back with you. It's not like I'm someone super special, but this moment is special for you. I want it to be special for you. That's what I had to teach my buddy Double Strike. I'm like, when people meet you and they're excited that you invented Double Strike, don't downplay it. Give them what they want. They're meeting somebody and they think it's impressive and that adds something to their life. So lean into it and give them that feeling. You know what I mean? So that's what I try and do. Yeah, exactly, Habanero. One of the best things you ever learn is when you meet famous people, treat them like normal, friendly people. That's it. Just normal people. That's it. Oh, yeah. Carly was talking about this. There's like this game called Persona where at a particular time in like midnight or whatever, your persona will come out. And that is like another it's like your real essence coming out. And so some people are these crazy monsters or whatever. And Carly said if my persona came out in that game, it would literally just be another copy of me because I'm already who I am. There's no hidden thing that will come out and be different. Thompson with the weird little creepy video game man. Hell yeah, bro. Hell yeah. Thanks for the super sticker, bro. Robert, I have the what? Oh, you're saying I'm assuming you're saying that I have earned what I have, right? I think that's what you're saying. So I'm going to take it for that. And thank you, buddy. Thanks. Joe, there's a joke that applies to you. You moved back to your hometown, so a lot of people don't like you from a long time ago. Juggler, one of the reasons you're here is I'm legit and honest, and if I was fake, you wouldn't be here. Well, hell yeah, man. I honestly love that reaction from people, where they're just like, holy shit. I met people that I've done fucking podcasts with. Actually, I met George when I was down at the fucking event in South Carolina. I was not expecting to see him there, especially since he lost weight and I didn't recognize him at first. But we were talking and like 5 minutes into it, he's like, you really are exactly the fucking same, right? Like you're exactly the same as you are online. I'm like, hell yeah, man. This is what I'm fucking like. I mean, he was fucking laughing his ass off from the crazy shit I was saying. But yeah, that's it. That's it. I love getting to be me. It's great. Mark, you were excited and nervous meeting me. Well, you and your lady didn't seem nervous. You just seemed friendly, and I enjoyed it. I appreciated talking to you guys. I'm glad that you enjoyed Wonders, and it made me happy that you guys came out to see me because the majority of people who were there because they're part of the event, right? And I felt like they brought me in as a guest, and I don't know how much I'm adding to the event by being here ultimately. I hope that it's worth it for them that they brought me out. I hope they're happy with that. And ultimately, they have been quite happy with it. Our ongoing thing is great. They sent me out that stuff to hook up my local game store, all this stuff. So it's gone great. But it was nice to see some people coming from my audience to come and hang out. You and your lady, Baba, drove 8 fucking hours to be at that event, and he was there all weekend, and I hung out with him, and I really like that guy. He's fucking good. He's good people. I had a good time with him, and he actually helped me. At one point, I ended up actually getting really down during that event because a conversation that I had with somebody led to unpleasant memories of being used and this other stuff that really bummed me out. And I got myself all worked up about it. And we went together to a fucking arcade. We sat down and had some fucking quesadillas and chilled out. And it really improved my mood. So it was nice to have multiple people from my audience come to the event, hang out with me. There were other people there who knew who I was. The people on the team of Wonders, some of them had seen me years before the game had even been made. And obviously I got to meet Tinsman as well, which was awesome. So that was a great event. And I'm looking forward to in October when we're doing it again. Jess, the thing is, some people aren't getting much in the life, so meeting someone from the internet TV is amazing. Yeah, no, I get it. At first, I didn't know how to react. I didn't know what to do. But once I put that together and went, these people feel like they're meeting somebody, and this is a thing that's happening to them, so act like it so they can enjoy it to the fullest. I don't need to go, oh no, I'm nobody or whatever. I'm just like, yeah, it's me, and it's nice to meet you. I hope you're doing good, right? You can ask Mark. I don't fucking downplay it, and I also don't go, I mean, I might do it as a joke. I'm a god, and you're lucky I talked to you. But, I don't fucking think it inside. We all end up with imposter syndrome. That was the wild thing. I'm sitting there at the event going, I don't know if it was worth it for me to bring him. Tinsman, who designed the game, and all these people are happily cracking it and super excited and coming up to him and telling him, yo, I love this. He's got imposter syndrome going, this doesn't feel real to me. And I'm like, bitch, this is real. You fucking killed it. You made a great game. Everybody's having an awesome time. You earned this. Fucking soak it up, moment. Soak it up. This is a moment, and you fucking earned it. You earned this shit. It's easier to say it to somebody else than it is to say it to yourself. You know what I mean? I, a lot of the time, feel like I'm not doing a good enough job. That's just how it feels. So I recognize that that's not really in line with reality, but a lot of people deal with that. It's a natural human thing to undervalue your own contributions, to focus on the 5% you're doing wrong and not the 95% you're getting right. All of that. We all do it to ourselves. Robert, thanks for saying I have talent and that I earned it, buddy. I appreciate it. That's nice. That's nice. Larry, you're in the middle of typing a comment and then YouTube decided it's a good time to update the app. It's like, no, man, what you're going to say is dumb. I'm going to save you from it. Mark, you drove over an hour to meet me. Yeah, I thought you guys said like an hour and a half or whatever. Only found out about Wonders because of me, and considering how much of it you bought, it was definitely worth it for them. Love the purple suit. Well, thanks, buddy. I don't know if you heard yet, but I own the Techno Historian. So I own the Techno Historian artwork, and I get to create the background story for the Techno Historian. And the remains of Barnabas is going to be owned by Carly. So we're going to be kind of interweaving the lore for them. And I don't want to really give too much away, but there are some fun concepts we're coming up with. Like somebody sacrificing somebody has an attempt to restore someone else's humanity, and in the process of trying to do that, loses their own humanity. There is some cool concepts that are being cooked up here that I'm looking forward to. Hippie, I seem to stay hungry to you, and that's why I'm still real. Well, I'm not 100% sure what you mean by stay hungry, but I love entertaining people. I love doing this shit. It's super meaningful to me. So this is me in my natural element, right? In person, I like to make people laugh. I like to fuck around. I like to have a good time. When I hang out with the Wonders people, when we were at the Brazilian steakhouse, I had everybody at the table laughing. I had random servers laughing. I like making people happy. It's fulfilling to me. Life is hard, and a lot of shitty stuff can happen. And being able to make people laugh is a massive gift, because you can make people laugh against their will. You can make somebody who's having a hard day laugh and make their day better. There was a cashier at the $1 store who was fighting me, basically. I was making jokes, and he was fighting me to not enjoy them. He wanted to stay in a bad mood. My buddy Double Strike even said it. He's like, you got him, bro. He was literally fighting to stay in a bad mood, but you made his day better. I said multiple things to him, and he tried to stay in the sour mood that he was in, and I pulled him out of it against his will and left him happier. You know? People can be having a really hard time in life. Everything can feel bleak and dark, and laughter is that one brief moment of light that just flashes out and makes the darkness disappear, even for the briefest moment. And sometimes when shit's super heavy, you just need that moment to breathe, and it makes a big difference. And it makes me genuinely emotional to think that I can do that for people, because people are the only fucking thing that matters in the world. Stuff doesn't matter. Nothing matters but people. And the fact that I can do it at all, just even on the individual face-to-face level with people when I meet them in person, but then on a grander scale, is of immeasurable worth to me. I cannot fully make you guys understand how incredible this all is. For real. For real. Tim, you spent a G on new Fetchlands Dragon Scale foil. Well, damn, it hurt to spend it. Well, if you got that money, it can't hurt that much, bro. I wish that I had a G to drop on random shit like that. That would be amazing. That's crazy. Chocolate, when can you expect the Techno Historian body pillow? They have some clauses that say you can't do anything with the property that will damage their brand. So, I mean, I actually probably could get away with Techno Historian body pillows, but why would I do that when I haven't made regular me body pillows yet? One step at a time, bro. One step at a time. Mark, the Remains of Barnabas is your wife's most favorite card? Well, tell her Carly is actually going to own that. And me and her are going to be writing the background story for that and the Techno Historian. And they will be merging. Jess, 90% of YouTubers are boring. So they've made the bar very low. That's why there's only 59,000 YouTube channels with over 1 million subs. Well, that's a lot. And also, when you say that there's 59,000 YouTube channels with over 1 million subs and 51 million YouTube channels, by definition, what you're saying is that if you don't have 1 million subscribers, you're boring. So I don't know if you realize you're straight up insulting me. Joglum says, see chat, my life is blackness, doom, and gloom 24/7, and you're all that little bit of light. So thanks, Hatcher chat matters. Joglum, sometimes I think that you must have a hard time. You must have some heavy shit weighing down on you, because you're relentlessly positive and you're relentlessly trying to be nice to people. And that just makes me think it comes from a place of you've dealt with a lot. And people who have dealt with a lot, people who have suffered, have a much bigger sense of sonder and are far more aware of other people. And if I've suffered this much, how much are other people suffering? How hard are, like, there's people who are really dumb and are positive and happy-go-lucky, and that's fine. Enjoy that life. You won the lottery. You get to just be happy. Awesome. Good for you. But then there's other people who have felt the heavy darkness and decided they're going to be a torch out in that darkness so other people don't have to feel as alone. And maybe I'm misreading the situation, but that's the vibe you give me, bro. That's the vibe you give me. Everywhere I see you, you're being nice to people. And that takes genuine effort. And I fucking see it, bro. I fucking see it. Mark, I'll tell Carly that your wife is a big fan of the Barnabas thing. Because Carly's hyped on this lore shit. She's excited. She's excited. Yeah, you know what, Jess, you're right. It is subjective. Some people are going to find different things boring. So some people are going to find what I do to be untenable. They'll be like, I honestly, I don't remember people quantifying what I do as boring. I've seen a ton of complaints about me, but I don't think I've ever seen this guy is boring. Like at all. Not once. I've seen people say a lot of things about me, but boring ain't one of them. Obnoxious, loud, ignorant, lots of other insults, but never boring, bro. I have a polarizing personality. Boring tends to be in the middle, don't care. I tend to be love it or hate it. You know what I mean? Joe, should you spend 6K Canadian on a sealed case of Final Fantasy collector boosters? If it's going to make you happy and that money going isn't going to bother you, then do it. Live your life, man. It's short. Get what brings you joy, you know? Juglum fearless at this point. Well, I envy you. I wish that I could say that I was fearless, but I have a number of fears. One of my biggest fears, honestly, is all of this going away. You know? All of this. Because this has been such a transformative experience on so many levels that's what I have nightmares about, is this ending. Because I never want it to end. I want us to do this shit forever. Forever. It's amazing. I've already had way more success than I ever thought I would or have any right to. Like, for real. It's gone so fucking amazingly. I get to spend my time talking about what I want, how I want, and I'm beholden to nobody. Right? I don't have other people dictating to me what I have to make, when I have to be in a place, how things are going to go. I get to just do what I'm going to do. And people support me. If it wasn't for all my fans doing the super chats, channel memberships, Patreon, all that kind of stuff, there's no way that I could do this way. So all of you guys have come together to give me the freedom to do whatever the fuck I want. And all I want to do is have a good time with you guys. That's it. It's so easy. It's so easy. I don't have some insurmountable goal that needs to be accomplished. I just want to have a good time with you guys. You guys want to have a good time with me. It's a fucking win. And there's been all kinds of amazing random experiences along the way. From big ones, like getting to go to that Wonders of the First event and having an awesome time, to small ones, like a buddy I went to high school with, telling people, so he works construction, and some of the construction guys start talking about Magic the Gathering, and he just offhand mentions, oh yeah, I got a buddy who does like some Magic YouTube stuff or whatever. And then he said my name, not the name of my channel, my name. And one of the guys goes, you know the Magic Historian? And he's like, yeah. You know, like, it's no big deal to him, obviously. What the fuck? It's just some guy I went to high school with. Yeah, of course I know him. I fucking hung out with him forever. We hung out like every day for years, you know? And then that guy goes, holy shit. And he starts telling the other guys they work with, calling his buddies, yo, he knows the fucking Magic Historian. Holy shit, what? Like, and it's amazing. It's fucking dope. The whole thing has been nothing but awesome, man. Nothing. Like, sure, there are people who shit talk me on the internet. Do you see me getting fucking sad about it? Do you see it stopping me? Nah, son. I just count that as a win, too. I looked at that big hate thread about me that the fucking store owner was looking at, and I just scrolled through it, fucking looking at this shit going, look at all these motherfuckers talking about me. This is wild. This is wild. Stranded. Oh, you're hyped on those Tarkir cards. Well, you've been waiting, so it's time to enjoy it, bro. I hope you get everything you want to get, man. Every day says group hug. Sheba says, I legit look forward to 11 p.m. my time every night now. Always refreshing my YouTube subscription page to see the upcoming streams. It's nice to see someone who's genuine and chill. It means a lot. Well, hell yeah. I am glad, Sheba, because you've been nothing but good times too. So it's nice to know that you're as hyped about doing this as I am. Like when I have other things going on, like it starts to press past 10, like today, for example, because of the way everything went with the LGS, and then I had to make some phone calls and do some other shit. And so I noticed, I'm like, fuck, it's like I'm supposed to already be there like fucking 10 minutes ago. People are going to wonder where the hell I am. I don't want to be late for you guys. You know what I mean? I could be all big time, fuck you, it'll fucking start when like I could do that. And I sometimes do as a joke. But for real, I love streaming. I wouldn't do it fucking every day otherwise. I wouldn't do it when I was out on a fucking trip or anything like that otherwise. I do this because I love it, right? It's awesome. It's awesome. Larry says that I'm basically a late night talk show host with no filter. It doesn't feel like an inaccurate description, really. Robert, don't most people shit talk each other on the internet? Are you mean like, aren't a bunch of people acting like fucking jerks on the internet all the time? Oh yeah, tons. Tons. Jess, if you had millions, you'd try and pay me to do things like insult people in the chat. That would go over. Do you know how many people would love you for that? They'd be like, holy shit, man. I got one of those insults and some fucking rich dude paid for it. I didn't have to do nothing. That's awesome. Kyle, the sweatshirt's cool. What is it? Oh, this is for Athenium, which is a sponsor that I had a few years back. And if you want to see the game itself, over on the Hatcher channel, because I've got 5 channels, right? We got this channel, we got the Hatcher Stream Archive, we got Fantasy Geographic for lore, we got Hatcher Movie Talks for movies, and we've got Hatcher, which is just the name of the other channel, that has a whole bunch of different stuff. So the video on Athenium is over there if you want to check it out. But this hoodie was part of the deal, right? So, yeah, this is the only hoodie I have now left, actually. Hey, Sheba, thanks for the happy little heart fox sticker. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. I'm glad you enjoy it here so much. Bo Valgan says, catching these live streams is like watching my favorite show, but every night, even if I just lurk for the whole stream, I rarely miss them and appreciate all you do to entertain us all. Well, thanks, Bo Falcon. I am glad. I know that there are multiple people who just like to lurk and have this on while they're playing video games or whatever, because I know I do the same thing. There are some things that I love to put on in the background while I'm playing games and just chill and listen to it and sometimes occasionally look over at it. So it's very fulfilling to me that I get to be that. So I got love for you lurkers. There's a lot of places in life where being lurker is a bad thing. But right here, lurkers ain't jerkers. Unless they're tugging it to the stream, in which case they are, all right? And I'm just going to say this. If you're doing that to my streams, you best point the fuck away from the monitor. Don't you be pointing that shit at me, all right? Do it on the curtains or the floor or whatever. But don't point that at me. DeVoe, you don't always say hi, but you're always watching. Hell yeah. Lurkers sound off. If you're lurking and you're not jerking, hell, even if you are, use your offhand, all right? If you ain't ambidextrous, use your offhand and say hello. Lurkers, fucking come. Wait, no. I was about to say come say hello, but that ain't the right word choice. Lurkers, give your greetings. Kyle! Yeah, Shield Bearer channel membership action! Hell yeah. Jack off lanes! Lurker love! Hell yeah, bro. Hell yeah. Thanks to the super chat, brother. Oh, Millmaster with the blasty hippo. It's so ridiculous. That is such a hilarious sticker. Where he's literally just like, and it's like, do you not realize what that looks like, man? That's like, yo, jerk off. End yourself. Really, YouTube? I'm surprised that hasn't, like, become more of a fucking meme, honestly. Kurt, you half lurk, check in, and then hang out. Your wife gets weirded out when I talk to you after you just chill streaming a bit. I guess it would be weird, right? It's just background noise, and it's like, the background noise is addressing my husband. What the fuck? Robert, opening a box of Tarkir while listening. Hell yeah, man. Enjoy your cards. Joe, you're too busy with both hands. You can't type. Well, slap it down on the keyboard, son. Shelton, what? Moxman, hungry hippos. When I was a kid, my mom took away all the marbles because she was afraid we would swallow them and made us play hungry hippos with grapes. But the grapes are too big. They're way bigger than marbles. So they would just, the fucking hippo's mouth would just get caught on them or fuck up the grapes. My mom was a maniac. She was so obsessed with my safety. She had my dad fucking saw the legs off my high chair. What the fuck is the point of having a high chair if you cut the legs off of it? She was an overthinker and an overworrier, and I picked up those traits. Jax, it's always nice because Hatcher streams while you're closing at work, so it gives you something to listen to. Shut it down, boy. Cat girls, what's up? Oh, no problem. I'm glad that you enjoyed the Wonders bundle. I hope you crack some cool shit out of the boosters that come in there. It's a fun game. It's a fun game. Kyle, you hate Maha's name? I love Maha. I love the card, and I love Maha! Because that's how I say the name in my fucking head, bro. It is awesome. Awesome. It's such a cool concept, too. A calamity beast that literally has twilight flowing in its wake? That's some epic magic stuff, bro. Shelton just got out of the shower while listening to my stream. Oh, extreme closelessness alert. Zircon, your bundle should arrive Wednesday. Nice, bro. Well, I hope you get the goodness. I hope you crack that goodness. Some good special guest Fetchland action, you know? Get that hookup. Get that hookup, man. Get that hookup. Oh. Oh, man. Zircon, cooking and eating during the stream. These streams are a good thing to eat too, although I guess occasionally sometimes I may say some stuff that might sour the appetite, bro. Juglum, you're right. You're right. My mom did do a good job. She was a sweet lady, and is a sweet lady. I don't know why I said was, because she's not dead. She's a sweet lady who loves me very much and did her absolute best. And yet I still turned out like this. You know what's crazy? All the fucked up shit that I say? When I was growing up, she didn't even want me to say people are weird. She's like, just say they're different. People are different. Don't say mean things. Like, I turned into this. She tried so hard. And I still turned out to just be a fucking jag, bro. Kyle Driver's super chat says, no, I meant the it's part in the middle. Ha ha! All right. Fair enough. I get you now. Millmaster with the, what is that lemon doing? Is he exposing himself? Is that an exposing lemon? Mark, your wife pronounces the Wonder card Shaka Bach 3 as Shaka Bach E. Well, it rhymes. Joe swearing his punctuation. Hell yeah. Treat others the way you want to be treated is what your parents preached and still do. That needs a tweak. Really, it's underlying, it's a good idea. But treat people the way they want to be treated. That's the real. Like, the whole golden rule, like, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Do unto others as they would have you do unto them. Because everybody has different tastes and choices. And so, if you respect people and give them what they want, then they can do the same for you, right? I mean, at this point, it's really just kind of semantics at the end of the day. But it does feel like the right tweak to nudge that into the perfect place. Either way, Moxman don't need any advice on that. I have hung out with the man in person. He's got a fucking heart of gold and an unflappable spirit. I have genuine respect for him, man. That shit you did for that kid working the ice cream stand at Great Wolf, I still remember it, man. And your kid has picked up great lessons from you because he's a fucking good dude too. So you're doing a good job. I am very happy to call you my fucking friend. And when you come up, I got nothing but positive things to say, except for the arson. You know what I mean? The fires that you start and stuff, except for that part. Other than that, nothing but goodness. And I got the photographic evidence of him running away. with the jerry can full of gas. So don't even pretend. Don't even pretend. Yeah, that kid was working hard, but it's so easy to just ignore that, right? It's so easy to just ignore that, and you went out of your way to make that kid's day better. And I do the same thing in my own way by cracking jokes with people behind the counters and all that, making their day better, to the point where I've had a bunch of different locations, grocery stores, like fast food joints and stuff, and like, can you come back? Can you come back like every day, please? The guy at the fucking hotel, when we left the hotel in the Falls, the people at the fucking front desk loved me. The one guy was like, literally came up to shake my, he's like, he wanted to shake my hand before I left. It was like, cool, man. All right, have a good one. Have a good one. He fucking loved my bear hat, bro. Jinkies, what's up? Just found my channel recently and loved the videos and content. Super excited to watch the live stream. Well, I'm glad that you enjoy what I'm doing. I'm glad you're excited. I'm going to, you know what? Here, let me hook you up because, let me just tell you this. First of all, the live streams are wild. So you might decide that you don't actually like them. And that's totally, totally okay because the live streams are very different. They are very different than the videos in a lot of ways. So they might not be for you. But we're getting ready to wrap up here, which means you have shown up right at the tail end of the live stream. But the live streams get put up on my live stream archive, which the link for it is right there. I've dropped it in the chat now. There's a little bit of a delay, so you'll probably see it show up in the chat before you hear me talking about it. Anyways, that's the live stream link for the channel where all the live streams go. You can go and check out other live streams. If you want to hear this one, it'll be up in about 10 hours from now over there. But you showed up at the very, very end of this live stream because we're saying our goodbyes now, right? So, thanks for coming and hanging out, my friends. It's time for me to get going. We'll get back together again tomorrow night. But for now, the Chainsaw Man is coming. He's coming. So you best be running. Nope.